Welcome to Ashlee Marie. Today I'm really excited. I'm going to teach you how to create edible mirrors. To get started with the edible mirror, you need to decide if you're going to use isomalt or if you're going to use candied sugar. Now, they both work just fine. Isomalt's a little bit easier, but a little bit more expensive, and candied sugar is a little bit more temperamental, but it's also cheaper. So today I'm going to do isomalt, but I have a recipe for candied sugar on my blog. There's a link down below. Isomalt is 4 parts isomalt crystals and 1 part water. One of the best parts about isomalt is it's really hard to mess up. So you just have to throw in the isomalt in the water, bring it to a boil, watch the temperature, and let it go. You don't even have to stir it a lot. So we're going to start to begin with just to get the crystals and the water mixed up. And then we're just going to set it aside and let it go. One of the reasons you want a very good thermometer is because at 320 degrees, it's perfect for isomalt. You're going to get a great crunch and a great clear color. If you go over 320 degrees, like 340, it's going to be yellow and have this dingy tinge to it that you just don't want. And less than 320 degrees, it's not going to quite crack the right way, and it's going to be really thick and not spread very well. Mirrors are made by taking glass and backing it with silver leafing. So we're essentially doing the same thing. We're taking edible glass, which is isomalt or candied sugar, and then we're taking edible silver leafing, and we're going to lay out the silver leafing and pour that sugar right on top of it, and it's going to create this great effect. It's not going to be exactly mirror-like. You're not going to be able to see your own reflection in it, but it is going to be shiny and silver and edible and hard like glass, so it's going to be great. I'm going to take my silver leafing and I'm actually going to lay it out square by square to create a nice big surface to pour my candy onto. Now, you can put it directly on your pan, but little things like wind, air conditioning, a kitchen fan are going to take that silver leafing and just kind of blow it all over the place. These things are really light and very tricky to work with. So I'm actually using a silpat mat on the bottom of my pan, and the reason I'm doing that is because it's a little bit tacky and it will hold that silver leafing nice and flat right where I want it. The downside of that is there is a little bit of texture in this mat, and so that is going to create a little bit of texture into our edible mirrors, but I'm okay with that. Okay, take your silver leafing packet and open it up, holding it tight, and flip it down to where you want it and press it onto your sheet. Now, as you can see, mine kind of folded up onto itself. You want to make sure any fan is off, any breeze in your house is turned off, windows are shut. This stuff is so light, it just kind of flies all over the place. So try that with the next sheet. And just keep laying these out until you have a nice section covered. We have 12 sheets laid out. You can see how nice and shiny they are, and then we're just going to pour our sugar right onto that. It's going to create this nice glass effect. All right, we're exactly at 320 degrees. I'm just going to keep that out. I'm going to add a little bit of flavoring because we want it to taste like something, not just sweet sugar. Stir that in kind of slowly because we don't want to create more bubbles. And now I'm going to pour it into the pan over the silver leafing from pretty high up, because the higher up you spread this, or the higher up you pour this, then it's going to actually spread that sugar out into a thinner stream, and that thinner stream is going to help pop all of those bubbles so that it comes out as easily as possible. Once you have it all poured in, the pan's going to get hot from the sugar. You want to rotate the pan quickly and try to get that sugar spread to every corner as you work. Now, if you can't get it quite spread as far as you want before it cools down too much, just stick it in the oven at 320 degrees for 2 minutes and then spread it again. You'll be really happy with the results. That's what I'm going to do right now. And now it's nice and runny again, and as you can see, I'm getting it to spread all the way to those further corners that I couldn't quite get to the first time because it cooled too quickly. So just keep rotating it all the way to those edges. I want to get this silver leafing completely covered. All right, and there we go. I have from corner to corner to corner. And now I'm just going to kind of go back the other way And I'm just gonna keep rotating it, trying to get it nice and flat until it's cooled enough that it won't rotate anymore. You can see it's slowing down, starting to create little ripples, which we want to go away. So now you can either let it cool completely and then break it and shatter it like I'm gonna do for my descendants party, because we want broken edible mirror shards. But if you want this to actually be a specific shape, like you're trying to create a mirror for a part of a cake, what you can do is, while it's still warm and soft, but it's at the same time, it's also not tacky anymore. It kind of has a crust, if you would say, over it. I'm gonna take a pizza cutter and I'm gonna push as hard as I can right through that sugar and create those lines that I want. And what that's gonna do, because it's still soft, it's just moving that sugar away, but at the same time, it's also holding the shape because it's cooled enough. And I'm going to be able to then break this right along those lines really easily, and then I can have a mirror shape. It's not going to be 100% effective, so if you want like 4 mirrors of a certain shape, make sure you cut like 6 just to be safe. All right, it's had time to cool, and let's see how it turned out. I'm just going to peel it right off here. You can see it's breaking right along those lines really easily. So now we have this great mirror in this perfect shape that we can put anywhere on a cake. Now, for the Descendants movie that I made these for, I actually already made a batch that I just shattered so that it looks like mirror shards, because that's the look I was going for. So you can either just break it, well, let's take this corner piece right here. You can just break it with the palm of your hand. But I will warn you, even though it's sugar and edible, it is still just as sharp as glass and you can hurt yourself, so be careful. Anyway, I can show you these other batches that I made. As you can see, it turned out a lot more yellow because I overcooked them. The temperature got too hot in though, so that's why you want to make sure you keep that temperature at 320. And this was that really thick batch that I was talking about, and you can see this is much thinner, so you can see through to the silver leafing a lot better. So thinner, cooler, you're gonna be really happy with the results. And we're all done. We have a lot of different shapes and sizes or shards. It's really easy to do, it's really fun, and there are so many possibilities of what you can do with these edible mirrors afterwards. So I'm gonna have a couple of projects in mind, maybe a new disco ball cake, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss anything, and leave me a comment if there's anything you wanna see. Let's try some. Tastes great.